At the end of last year, I went to Dragonsteel 2023, which is basically Comic-Con, but for people who can read. It's a massively nerdy convention filled to the brim with indie authors trying to peddle their wares to book lovers. Dragonsteel started off as a yearly release party for Brandon Sanderson's newest books, but over the last couple years has quickly evolved into something much bigger than it ever initially intended to be. And yes, while it's still true, the primary focus of the convention is on Brandon Sanderson and his Cosmere universe and other book universes, providing a space for fans to geek out and theorize on future books and cosplay as their favorite characters. This last year just felt different. It was huge. I had to wait in line for 3 hours to buy this sweater. They were just unprepared for the sheer amount of people who wanted to buy stuff from Brandon Sanderson. And who can really blame them? Brandon Sanderson has become such a prolific name in the fantasy genre. He's been consistently able to produce at least 2 books a year, sometimes 6. In a world where fans of some other fantasy authors have had to wait over 12 years for the next books to be released, and some of those still aren't done. It's no wonder people love Brandon Sanderson. And while Dragonsteel will primarily always be focused on him and his newest book release every year, Dragonsteel in the future is going to be the place to be if you are an indie author or if you enjoy reading fantasy. There really is no better way to get your books out there as a new or up-and-coming author. I, for sure, am going to make sure that I can go every year. I had indie author friends Blake and Raven Penn at the convention selling their book, The Dragon Thief, and they literally sold out of every copy they had early day 2. They had to keep redirecting people to buy it online because they were gone. You should check out their books, by the way. Links in the description. Not sponsored, I'm just a fan. Although really, I've sold so many copies of your books, I should get some kind of percentage. 2 years ago, at Dragonsteel 2022, I was able to get on Brandon Sanderson's podcast and ask him a silly question, which I thought was pretty funny. That video will be linked at the end of this one if you're interested. But this year I wanted to try something different, which is why you see me here now holding up a sign that says free book. You see, I went to Dragonsteel with one burning question in my bosom, and I was determined to find an answer. And that question was, does anyone actually like the Wheel of Time TV show? I knew I was at least bound to find fans of the books at a Brandon Sanderson convention, so it seemed like the perfect place to find out. And so I lured in unsuspecting victims with the promise of a free book giveaway if they were able to correctly answer 3 questions. Here you go.
We're good. Cut. Red. What do you... I don't...
Okay. Sorry, I had the corner of the F.
You're still filming.
Am I? Did I? I tried. Oh,
you
it took a picture.
Record again.
Enter contestant number 1. He didn't do very good.
Okay. Have you read The Wheel of Time? No, I haven't. All right. Wrong answer. Sorry.
I have read The Wheel of Time.
Okay. So we'll start over. Have you?
Enter contestant number 2. He did a much better job.
Have you read The Wheel of Time?
I have.
Do you like The Wheel of Time TV show? That's the correct answer. Okay, the final question is, are you subscribed to my YouTube channel?
Oh, thanks.
Well, despite having the right answers to the first 2 questions, he was unable to correctly answer question number 3, so I had to kick him to the curb. Enter contestant number 3.
Have you read The Wheel of Time?
Like the first third of the first book.
The first third of the first book? That's technically a yes.
Okay.
That works, okay?
Yeah.
Do you like The Wheel of Time TV show?
Can I put an asterisk there?
Just be honest.
Okay. As a show, I thought it was good. Matching the book, as far as I understand the book, slightly.
That's... Why is there an asterisk?
Really, just the whole vibe didn't seem very accurate, I guess.
and you've only read a third of the first book, and you could tell it wasn't accurate?
Yes.
Well,
So,
that's almost the right answer, too.
okay.
But almost only counts with horseshoes and handguns, so contestant number 3 was out of there without a prize. Enter contestant number 4, who was also pretty much immediately disqualified.
Have you read The Wheel of Time? It's the wrong answer.
I can pretend to have it.
Well, it's the wrong answer.
So yes.
Sorry, disqualified. Disqualified.
Even though they lost, these guys were really awesome and came back like 10 minutes later with their mom, who actually had read the books and answered all 3 questions correctly. But I had already given away all of my prizes and I felt super bad. But we ended up talking for like an hour about books and politics and even religion and became really good friends. So shout out to this girl's mom. Seriously though, if you guys find me next year at Dragonsteel, I will have something free to give you. I promise. I have been kind of lying, though, because turns out I'm a pushover and basically just gave away prizes to anyone who talked to me. I just came up with an excuse as to why they'd already answered 3 questions correctly, and that's why I ran out of prizes for that last group.
No, it's okay. You already answered the first question was can I record you?
Okay. Oh, awesome.
But you should subscribe to my YouTube channel because we can be friends because you hate the Wheel of Time TV show. It's technically Mexican. You can choose. It's not, look, a used copy of The Way of Kings. Or a used copy of Words of Radiance. Or it's not a book, but you can have the extended edition of The Return of the King on DVD.
Can we do that one?
Yes.
I have both of these.
I know I have them in hardback now. I started in softcover, and then I couldn't wait for the 3rd book for a year.
No, that makes sense.
So I
I
transitioned.
got this one in hardback. It's getting signed today, so. But thank you. I will take. Yeah, it's mine.
Yeah.
Have you read Wheel of Time?
You didn't get. It's they're his.
It's mine. My copy will be turned into.
So if you want, you can get a used copy of The Way
Of the Wheel of Time. Okay. You know, I'm not going to complain.
If you want it. If you don't have one, take it, man.
Okay.
I even ended up giving a prize away to someone who got the questions wrong, because I'm bad at this. But the conversation was actually super interesting. You're gonna want to listen to this.
Have you read The Wheel of Time?
First book, yes.
First book, okay.
First 4, actually.
Okay. Do you like The Wheel of Time TV show?
I've only seen the first season, but I like what it's done. There are certain issues I do have with it.
Okay. Well, that's almost the right answer.
I like the casting.
Okay.
I think it's one of the most diverse fantasy castings I've ever seen. But I think it moved too quickly through a lot of the plot. I don't know what the second season is supposed to do.
It's terrible. You might not like my YouTube channel because all I do is rip into the TV show.
I mean, I can see why people wouldn't like it, but I also adore Rosamund Pike, so...
And there you have it, something I've been saying for a long time. The Wheel of Time TV show is not just bad because of its woke elements, it's bad on its face value. The Wheel of Time TV show was tailor-made for this woman. She wants to love it because of its diverse casting, which in and of itself isn't even a bad thing. The problem is when you prioritize identity politics and the message over the story, people can tell. She knows the show isn't actually good. She hasn't even watched season 2. She knows the show is not accurate to the books. It's a bad adaptation. She is the target demographic, which just goes to show just how much of a failure the Wheel of Time TV show really is.
If you want a free book, you might not want it because you probably already have it. But I'm giving away a used copy of Words of Radiance or a used copy of The Way of Kings.
Oh my gosh, I do.
So do I, which I have 2, so I'm giving...
Okay. I mean, Words of Radiance is my favorite, so...
If you want it, you can have it.
Cool. You can't really have too many copies.
Basically, all I do is make fun of the Wheel of Time.
I gotta be honest, I am technically also Mexican.
Nice, how?
Quarter. My grandma.
Same. My grandfather makes me technically 1/4 Mexican.
Okay.
But I have 3 generations of nationality and 0 blood.
Oh, goodness.
My
Yeah,
great grandfather moved to Mexico, had a son. He was already married though.
Okay.
And, well, no, he moved with his son. His son had my grandpa in Mexico. Great grandfather died there, And my grandfather left because he hated it.
So this is insane because that's almost my same exact.
Exact.
Yeah, I don't know how many generations were there, but my grandma's mom moved with her to America when my grandma was 7. She was born in Mexico. No Mexican blood whatsoever. So.
Hey, thanks for being in my video, man.
Absolutely.
Here's your
Respected.
free copy. I read it myself.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If it's true, please take a minute to subscribe to the channel, and you can join us along for the ride. And if you pay me, I'll try to be more entertaining, so please consider joining Patreon.